Human life has been accustomed through technology. Brain simulation and the intelligent interface of Web 4, along with personal information and data, have reconfigured perception and spatial experience. Information transmission of daily life alters the forms of actions within the polis entirely into transformed realities. On the web, our daily life is transformed into an input of data as permeable information and memories. Knowledge and intelligence will be stored as parts of information in our brain. The interactive media space is emerging to offer a provocative model for collaboration. Personal data involves taking everyday objects from reality into the virtual world. Our mind is extended through an interactive interface between brain and web. The user's brain uses its personal data and memories to define and simulate the characteristics of the virtual objects. Spatial experiences are reprogrammed by open source and interface. Individuals collect diverse data from the web to create their narratives which reframe their reality. The permeable interface acts as an instrumental device exploring the transition between actual and virtual environment by the user's data sphere. The user's personal reality is the content of the web. Spatial representations are mediated. The actions of programming ourselves, receiving and controlling information, are weaved into sensations not only within the neural network, but also within the networks of the web. Our past experiences are transmitted real-time and become remote experiences. Interactive reality is collaboratively reprogrammed and reproduced. A user's reality is recorded real-time and received by others in a social network. Space is misty, rippling, and folding vectors are remotely multiplied as collective work. Our brains do not function like a clock. Instead, our time perception is embedded in our memories. Neural networks as memories are able to control time. They recollect and reverse time to fit our own reality. Our connection to the world is constructed through networks. The interface becomes the dominating machine that controls our preferred networks. Web 4 is a self-organizing community, communicating with networked users. Space no longer has single authorship. Instead, it becomes a collective organism, which multiple users actively contribute to. Users' correlation between perception and space determines the semantics of this applicational web. Our reality is transmitted to other people. Original authors no longer exist. We are reprogramming ourselves by amplifying our creativity through diverse spatial information from the web. Identification is readable. Social networks are accessed through the applicational screens. Past experience and memories remain on the web, and people can inhabit different versions, the creation of reality. Our desire to create is non-commanding. Applicational interface redefines our perception of daily life to a virtual simulation. The simulated reality transcends phenomenal consciousness and cognition as scalable graphic information. Our cognitive experience and everyday experience are internalized interactively as basic semantic data. The data becomes tangible for the users via the networks. Our physical environment becomes holographic information. We are able to record our perception, store, retrieve, and process this holographic information by operating the user interface. Brain simulation makes it possible to interconnect people's interests and physical elements as a holographic dynamic reality. The interface and web intensify these creation activities and ultimately immersive experience. People are actively engaged in the applicational interface to simulate their own immersive experience, an extremely holographic future. Eventually our world is turning to a multidisciplinary transvergence.